Don't worry about my deliverance, just deliver ends. Yeah, I'm just trying to get the green and turn it avocado. I just hit the beat and rap and go full throttle. I invest in my money, splurge it on design clothes. Be the change and change a friend, ain't nothing wrong inspiring those.
New visions, it's the place for me. Oh yeah, it's the place for we. It's the place for me. It's the place for me. New visions, it's the place for me. Oh yeah, it's the place for we. Oh no, it's the place for me. It's the place for me.
I'm seeing the crosses of destiny, figure out this is a life that is meant for me. Rip to the source that they fought and they went for me. Wanna say thinking the people present for me. I know they resent to me. I know they fed about me. I know they wanna do third degree, not how it's supposed to be. Open your ear, I'm talking like I'm Miller Shakespeare, but you gotta hear the community that we live in. Yeah, these people have fear. I'm tired of seeing these mama cry, daddy's down. Kids doing drugs by the age of 5. Got the world pays us to be the bad guy, but busy with us, they don't wanna comply. But we never fall, we just getting that good kids. What we were told, we work through the cold, cause we never fall. We work to the end, till we finish, get 10 out of 10. I come in, you don't need to depend, till we get
New visions, it's the place for me. Oh yeah, it's the place for we. It's the place for me. It's the place for we. New visions, it's the place for me. Oh yeah, it's the place for we. Oh no, it's the place for me. It's the place for me.
All right, welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. This is Principal Keen. I hope that you are doing fantastic. Today we are going to celebrate our growth and achievement from trimester 1. And that is really, really important because you've been working really hard, and so have our entire staff and your families. So caregivers who are here, just appreciate you being here with us today. Students, please message your friends if they're not here. Fs, if you can please, any students that are not here, please do some final outreach. Excuse me. The song that you were just hearing is by 3 of our students, and 2 of them I hope are on the call, on the meeting this morning, Naran and Gersh, and also Cassandra, engineered by Mr. Williams and recorded in our mobile studio. I want to start by just sharing some reflections from trimester 1. It has been one of my greatest joys to go through your work and see some of the amazing things that you're doing. My 11th graders, I am a little bit worried about some of the attendance and incompletes that I'm seeing coming out of T1. And I need to name that because it's critical that you end your 11th year on track to graduate. And so as we celebrate today our growth and achievement, I also want us to be reflecting on what we can do, the little steps that we can do better. Trimester 2, maybe there's a class that you didn't go to, okay? Maybe there is an assignment that you just didn't revise or you didn't hand in. Maybe there's a teacher you didn't reach out to. Maybe you didn't reach out to me when you felt like you needed help. We're all here to do this work together, and I want to make sure you understand that there's a lot of flexibilities right now to support you through this time, okay? But you have to advocate for what you need, and when I say advocate, that means you need to ask for help when you need it. And if you ask one person and they don't hear you, or maybe you don't hear back, then ask somebody else. All right. I love you. I believe in you. I know that this is really a challenging time. And I want to say again, going through your work has been the greatest joy of the trimester for me, because it represents that we haven't given up. And it represents that we are going to create something remarkable no matter what. And that's what our school is all about. It's that resilience. It's saying, I am not just a scholar, I am also an artist. It's saying, I'm going to take what I learn from other people and I'm going to create something new. And I'm looking forward to sharing with you some examples of that throughout the meeting today. So again, I want you to think about, is there somebody who's not in your ensemble? Or is there somebody who is your friend, but you don't see them in this meeting? And make sure they get into this meeting, because we all need a little inspiration. We all need to remember that, yes, we're working hard, but we're working towards something. And we're working towards something unique and something special and something remarkable. There are a lot of schools and places right now where, you know, folks are left alone to just give up. And we never want you to feel that way. And we never want you to feel like we don't see the accomplishments, however small or however large. Yes, we're going to be recognizing certain students today with their work. We're going to be recognizing students in terms of growth and achievement, but everybody here has grown and achieved something this trimester. And I want you to reflect on that as we go through this today. And if there's an area where you can push yourself to do better, then do use the break to think about how you can do that, who you can reach out to. And today, students, you have this meeting. Office hours are today. So if you have any questions about any of the work that has been assigned to you from T1, you can go to your office hours. Additionally, R1, you know, is at 1 o'clock every Wednesday, and that's to make up any incompletes from the previous trimester. Students who have incompletes from trimester 3 of last year, time is almost up and you only have until January 1st. Please go to R1 today or reach out to your teachers to set up you know, a quick conversation if there's some emergency and you can't attend. But I'm expecting that everyone will go to R1. If you're not sure the link, ask. You should be on a calendar invite. You need to go to R1 and make sure you're clear on that incomplete work so that you get the credits and the exemptions that you've earned from last year, trimester 3. January 1st, I have zero control over this. January 1st is the absolute deadline, okay? And for those of you in 11th grade, I need you to understand how this is going to impact your trajectory potentially, okay? So it's very serious. If you have an incomplete from T1, when you get your report card, you're going to see an N and an X. And if you have an NX on your T1 report card, that means you have an incomplete and you will have trimester 2 to make it up. But what we've seen is that if you wait too long, the information is not fresh in your head and it becomes harder. All right, so I want you to tackle those incompletes as much as possible. And remember that you can always reach out to me if you can't reach anybody else over the break. And at the end, and I hope that you've seen an email I sent you this morning, but I shared with you some resources that SST put together in case you need anything over the break, any help, and you're unable to reach someone. All right, so be sure to read that email from me this morning. I'm going to turn it over to our student body president, Samantha.
All right. Good morning, class of 2022. It's Samantha, your student body president. I just wanted to open up and say, I know we're going through some difficult times, but remain positive. Junior year is a very important year, so please make it count. Get your work done, do what you got to do to make your senior year go as smoothly as possible. You don't want to have a bunch of stuff missing for you to then complete your senior year. You want to just do it, get out, and graduate. I hope the best for you. Hope for the best and prepare for the worst. I, along with Human 4, are extremely proud of you guys and your hard work. There is so much to do, so please do it. Keep in mind, you do have a lot to look forward to, so please don't let this virus control more of your life than it already has. And I just want you guys to have a happy holidays. Take care.
Thanks, Samantha. All right, let's get into it. Just a couple reminders about our meeting today. Of course, it's one mic. If you are a co-host, if you're presenting on anything today, you can unmute yourself. You should be a co-host. If you're not, please message Mr. Bowerly. So you can go ahead and mute yourself. I'm not going to unmute you when it's your turn to speak. We want to stay completely focused on what we're doing. That's why the chat is set up to only message the host. Please have your name, your full name, so we know who's here. And there are reactions in Zoom throughout the meeting that you can use. So there's a few different symbols, clapping. Can I see people clapping? Or there's a heart, there's a thumbs up, there's a bunch of different symbols. Check that out right now and make sure you know how to do that, because if we were in an auditorium, we would be making lots of noise and clapping, and maybe a parent would jump up. I don't know. So we have to try to create that kind of energy, even though we're not in a room together. And finally, students, make sure you message your Fs directly in this meeting so that your attendance is taken.
And if you have Mr. Roberts as your EF, please message Mr. Adderley. He's the one taking attendance for him. But moving on, so first we want to celebrate everyone for who has perfect attendance this trimester, meaning that they reported to their Zoom each day and also talked to their EF. So first we have Chanel B, Denisha D, Caitlin F, Joseph G, Cameron G, Deanna M, Destiny O, Rolf P, Evelyn R, Emily R, and Aaliyah W. And just so everyone knows, we did mail the report cards, and in the report cards, you will get your certificates for all of these awards, and you'll also receive a 100% pin for 100% attendance. Congratulations, guys.
Good morning. My name is Yolanda. For those who don't know me, I'm your student body vice president. Here we have Devon McCoy's weather forecast for Spanish 1. And here you go, a little snippet of the video.
Buenos días. Hoy en El Salvador, la temperatura mínima es 81 grados. La temperatura máxima es 107. Buenos días. Hoy en El Salvador.
All right, so thank you, Yolanda. Leadership credit is something that we offer, and I just want to shout out Deanna Morgan from the 11th grade, who has been attending with consistency a 10-week program for 2 hours a week that is dedicated to teaching Rockaway youth about community organizing, leadership, activism, and advocacy. So great work, Deanna, representing our school. I also want to just say, if you're doing something in the community to show leadership, maybe it's through another organization or your church, make sure that you let us know, your F, Mr. Ogle, the leadership team, so that we can make sure you're getting leadership credit for that. Being a leader in your community, engaging in things like activism and advocacy for issues in your community that matter to you is a core central principle and part of our mission and vision. Okay, so look for those opportunities, and if we don't know about what you're doing, send me an email and tell me about it, because that's the kind of stuff that makes my day.
Alrighty, guys, so our top growers for trimester 1, we want to give a special shout out to Marze Albert for ensemble in music, Claudia Babb in math, Carl Bailey in science, Marlena Brown in dance, Princess Butler English, Kayvon Edwards PE, Alba Grant in science, Faith Howie in ensemble, Mia Lewis ensemble math and PE, Deanna Morgan English, Amante Nelson history ensemble and math, Frida Naito, math, Alex Normatova, studio art, Jemiah Ramos, Ensemble, Nasim Rowe, Digital Arts, and Brianna Taylor in History. Congratulations, guys. Great work.
All right, let's get our reactions going. Do we have clapping hands? Let's try to do as much of that as possible. And I hope you recognize the voices that you're hearing, but that was AP Barley introducing attendance previously, and Mr. Pinkett, our lead counselor for the school, and also the cohort counselor for 11th grade, was just sharing our top growers. And like Mr. Barley said, you're gonna have a pin and a certificate that's mailed to you, and I hope you'll wear that with pride. Growth is such an incredible thing, and all of you have grown. And again, yes, we're recognizing the top growers for trimester one specifically. However, I want you to be reflecting on your growth this trimester, because I know that you all have. And maybe it wasn't academically, maybe it was in some other area. Maybe you developed a skill, like maybe you feel you grew in your maturity. Maybe you feel you grew in your friendship or trust with someone. So continue to reflect on your own personal journey as we go through our meeting today. All right, I'm going to share this. This is an excerpt from Deanna Morgan's monologue from English. And this is just an excerpt, okay? And this is from her work with Mr. Raison. And she writes, "My name is Etta Green. I'm a woman of African descent as well as European. My mother was Black and my father was white, which is one of the reasons I am able to pass and get the connections I have now. I met Daisy through one of my closest friends, Rin, who works as the help in her dramatic mansion. I am an aspiring journalist and I was hoping to get an interview with her husband. He turned me down and I haven't a clue why. Oh, except my... In the end, Daisy and I began speaking frequently and she grew fond of my company. She began inviting me over on multiple occasions, either for dinner or out in the town, but only when Tom was away, and he was away very often. I feel as though she thought we were friends or she was taking pity on me. The rich love to use the poor for entertainment." So as you can see, Deanna took on a character in her monologue in English 11, and this is an excerpt. Great work, Deanna.
Next, we are going to be recognizing the students that earned the most Starfish Points. As a reminder, students, you can earn Starfish Points by attending your Zoom, your Zoom classes, office hours, one-on-one meetings with your teachers, clubs, submitting things for student government, or the virtual competitions and whatnot. And so first we have Caitlin Feely, who won the most Starfish Points with 2,070 for the 11th grade. Then Amante Nelson with 1,770. Alba Grant with 1,700. Marlena Brown with 1,670. And then Chelsea, Deanna, and Yolanda all got 1,650 for the 5th place for earning the most Starfish Points. And remember, when we have the supply pickups, that's when you can come and redeem your points. So I know most of all of these students were able to pick up a swag item, and a few of them also got a $20 gift card because of how many Starfish Points they've earned.
Alrighty, so again, a piece of quality work that we're sharing today is from Ziara Collins from her U.S. history class with Miss Fordyce. And the essay, we took her first page of her essay, which is on the American Revolution. It's a document-based essay that you guys were responsible for doing this year, which was pretty amazing in preparation for building and growing your writing skills, right? And also just showing what you've learned over the course of trimester one in your U.S. history class. Also want to bring special attention to Ziara for taking the time out to just, write, on paper, which is just so unheard of in this digital age. So it was really refreshing to see it, and also so done so well, very neat. and just happy and just puts a smile on our face to be able to read this piece of work. Great job, ZR. You are amazing. All right, guys. So also we have our top achievers for trimester one. So this is really huge and major congratulations to each of you. Samuel, top achiever in ensemble. We have Chanel for English and also in studio art. Karen in science. Caitlin, US history, digital arts, and math. Trayvani in ensemble. Mia in history, science, and math. Amante in PE. Olawasian, also known as Yolanda, in ensemble, dance, and science. Destiny Osaro in ensemble. Dynasty in PE. Emily in history, science, Spanish, and math. Janessa in ensemble, and Gersh in music. Way to go, guys. You totally rock. Congratulations to each of you.
And also you will all be receiving a Starfish pin in the mail with your report cards and certificates as well.
Hi guys, my name is Chelsea, as you guys know, and I will be presenting the work for science. The first work is created by Amani B, which is for Mr. Valalis' science class, and it was a project which is titled "Which Planet Could Sustain Life?" So the project is about the planets, and the title is kind of self-explanatory. I just want to say good job to Amani. I really like this project, and I like how she's very informative with everything in this. So congratulations to her. The next one I have is from Mary, which is also from Mr. Valalis' class. And it's a periodic table project. And I also like this because, as I said, it's very informative. And if you want to learn more about this, you can always email Mary so she could tell you more. But I also want to congratulate Mary into this because this is a nice project and I really enjoyed reading it.
Chelsea, did you state what your role is?
Oh, I'm one of the class reps, so just so you guys know.
For what grade?
For 11th grade.
I'm playing with you. She's your class rep. So I just want to make sure as different student government representatives chime in, make sure you're really clear on who your folks are that you can talk to and go to. So Chelsea is your class rep, and you can always email her, reach out to her if there's something you want to make sure gets on the student government agenda. All right, to introduce our art spotlight, we have Chanel, who sadly could not be here because she is on a plane, I believe. But she's going to introduce, as well as Azima, they're both 11th grade art senators, and they're going to introduce our art spotlight.
Good morning, Hume 4 Nation. My name is Chanel Bonnet, and I'm your art senator for 2020 to 2021. And I'm here to tell you about my journey as an artist scholar, more specifically my major. I'm an 11th grade visual arts major with a love for art that is like no other. And during this journey I have embarked on may have been both hectic and entertaining even during this pandemic. My teacher, Mr. Mormon, has done so much for us with helping his students understand the assignments and art techniques he teaches. Which brings me to another thing, him teaching me how to shade better, which I most likely will use in the future. Thank you, Mr. Mormon. But I won't take up too much of your time. You get to see art from different places, both 9th, 10th, and 11th grade, and 12th grade in the upper comment slide, which will be announced by my friend Azima. Sorry I couldn't be present for the celebration, but for now, happy late Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and to all a good day.
Azima, what do you have to share with us?
Okay, even though Chanel's not here, but thank you. But good morning, Hume 4. My name is Azima Yunessi, and I'll be presenting work from students who major in art. Art is a way of expressing yourself, and this is what inspired these students into creating their artwork. So here are work from our peers who major in art.
Thank you. And just to be clear, Chanel is our art senator representing studio art, and Azima represents digital art.
New visions. It's the place for me. Oh yeah, yeah. It's the place for we. Oh whoa, whoa. It's the place for me. It's the place for me. Oh.
I'm the chain stuck in my old town. As I'm going out, it's gonna go down. My black wings got a gold crown. To your hometown, to a ghost town. And like fairy tale, I pull up, they very pale. And I really wish them well. Don't say none, don't kiss and tell.
I'm seeing the crosses of destiny. Figure out this is a life that is rough for me. Ripped to the souls that they fought and they went for me. Wanna say thinking of people present for me. I know they resent to me. I know they fight about me. I know they wanna do third degree. Not how it's supposed to be.
New visions. It's the place for me. Oh yeah, yeah. It's the place for we. Oh whoa, whoa. It's the place for me. It's the place for
All right. So that's pretty amazing, right? And huge shout out to our arts teachers, Mr. Mormon, studio art, Ms. Davis, digital art, Ms. Moore, dance, and Mr. Morris, music. Mr. Williams is our music engineer who is running the mobile recording studio. Create Studios originated on campus. Of course, we have a recording studio, but you know, I think what I want to say here is just that you know, it has brought tears to my eyes to look at the work that you're all doing from across all content areas, because it's a testimony to the fact that as artist scholars, we refuse to stop creating, even though the environment changes, or even though we don't have maybe the paintbrush that we need, or the color marker, or the particular graph paper. We keep figuring out how to learn, how to keep learning, and how to keep saying, okay, I learned this. Now what can I create that is new? And creating something new with information that you're given is the highest form of achievement. And that is why we call ourselves artist scholars. And so this is just a reminder of that purpose. And just a huge shout out to all of the students so far that have shared their work. We're going to do a couple little tweaks to the video before we publish it to YouTube. So obviously a lot of students' work was represented, and that's going to be included. And I will share out that YouTube link so that you can watch the video again, and a huge celebration for your hard work in the arts, knowing that's been a challenging content area to complete work in.
Good morning, Hume 4 Nation. My name.
All right.
So the next set of awards that we're going to be recognizing is honor roll. There are 3 buckets for honor roll. And first off, honor roll is based on your trimester 1 GPA. So the first set of honor roll is cum laude, which is students that earned between an 80 to an 85% for their overall trimester 1 GPA. So the following students have earned that GPA: Samuel A, Claudia B, Brenda E, Abigail G, Karen B, Ramaya R, and Brianna T. The next set of honor roll is students that earned a GPA between 86 and 92. We have Marlena B, Caitlin F, Joseph G, Travani G, Alba G, Vanessa G, Faith H, Devon M, Brianna M, Dynasty P, Rolf P, Evelyn R, Tina S, Janella W, Princess B, and Mia L. And then the last group of honor roll are students that got an overall A in their classes, which is 93 to 100%. We have Chanel B, Chelsea B, Alexia G, Frida N, Mary O, Yolanda O, Janessa S, Gersh W, Azima Y, and Emily R. Congratulations, everyone.
Okay, so I'm back to the mathematics too. So first work is from Emily R, which is Algebra 2 in Ms. Van and Mr. Orum's class. I know what this is. This is a portfolio because I'm actually doing this too. So this is basically just a portfolio about what you're learning. There's units, so like unit 1 will be what we learned in unit 1, and then unit 2 is unit 2. And for the first part, you're gonna you have to choose a mathematician, and she chose Anne Easley. And I actually like this work because she put the picture of the person and she really described the person. So I feel like this is really good quality work. And I'd like to say congratulations to Emily R. Next is the Destiny O, which is from geometry, and I actually did this last year, so I know about this too. Mr. Barrelly actually taught me this. So this is the side angle side, the theorem, and I actually like this work too because as you can see, she described everything and she drew the pictures out, and I want to say congratulations to Destiny O as well because this is really good quality work. Last is Abigail G, which is also geometry and is like the same thing as Destiny. And as you can see, she described everything and she drew out the pictures, and I really like this as well. And I like to say congratulations to her as well.
Thank you. And again, this is another example, right? So if we were in school, you'd have like a printed out white piece of paper with the graphic organizer and all of this. And it, you know, this is just another example of staying organized, using your notebooks and continuing, you know, to do the work despite the fact that, you know, you're not working off of a worksheet. Who needs a worksheet anyway? News and announcements.
So as you all know, we recently shared with everyone our student info site, which has all of our info spotlights, clubs, Starfish Points, all of the main areas where you can look to find helpful information. SST has their new Google Classroom published on there. So one of the neat things about this site is it will help you keep informed of what you need to be doing to make sure that you know all about all the upcoming events, upcoming deadlines, things like that. Miss Keen, if you could show them that quick little trick. So if you go to your classes tab, obviously our info spotlight is kind of small when you go onto the main site, but if you see on the top right-hand corner, there is that box with an arrow popping out of it. If you were to click on that, it will actually make the info spotlight full size. So this way you can scroll through it, look at it on your own. If you go back to the info site, Ms. Keen, at the bottom of it, we have all of the previous info spotlights, but the main thing for all of you 11th graders that I really want to put on your radar is next to the info spotlight, you will see, oh, if you scroll up a little bit, you'll see have you completed. So I know all of you started in ensemble so far working on college career readiness stuff. Believe it or not, when we get back from break, we are going to be in full swing getting ready for identifying schools that you want to apply to, starting your personal statements, all of those things that are going to set you up for success your senior year for finalizing your college applications. This list is everything that you should have done by now. So you can keep track of, are you on track for completing everything that we need you guys to have completed for your college applications. The other thing I just wanted to share with everyone is when we get back from break, I'm going to share everyone a Google Calendar, an appointment invite with all of you. So this way you can start scheduling meetings with me to check on your graduation status. Where do you need to work on? Like, what are those critical areas that we really need to be focused on? So this way you are all on track for graduation, which, believe it or not, is in a year and a half, which is a really scary thought.
Exciting. It's exciting. And this info site, if you haven't bookmarked it, if you look at the little star up in the search bar, you can see a little star, and when you tick that star, it means that the site is going to get bookmarked for you. So you see how I don't have it bookmarked there? Boom, now it's bookmarked, and now it'll show up for me when I want to look for it, and I won't have to try to figure out where I need to find that. Okay, so if you haven't started using that, I definitely recommend it, and definitely recommend you taking advantage of office hours with Mr. Bowerly.
So some upcoming dates that we have, obviously we start break tomorrow and we go until January 3rd. So we do return Monday, January 4th. Just as a reminder to everyone though, as Ms. Keen said earlier, the last day to make up those trimester 3 incompletes is January 1st. So we are on break. So make sure you go to your R1 reflection if you're unsure of what assignments you have to complete for those incompletes, and also just to check in with teachers to make sure that they graded your work. Obviously, some of you are aware you need those incompletes to be passing for Regents exemptions or for just graduation credits. Some other dates is January 14th will be our 3rd virtual excursion in ensemble. January 18th is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. January 19th is already trimester 2 progress reports. And then the other thing I just want to flag for everyone is when you came for supply pickup day, you got a nice big purple blue SAT prep book. Sometime when we return in January, we're going to start after school SAT prep over Zoom. So please make sure you're attending. Our goal is that we will be able to have everyone sit in March on SAT day. So it is really important that we are still practicing and getting ready for that exam, because even if it's not in March, at some point before you graduate, you will be sitting for the SAT.
Okay, here's a moment of opportunity. All right, we're going to attempt to take a cohort photo, which includes everyone that's here. So if you're a caregiver, I want you in that photo as well. Please don't leave if you don't want to turn your camera on. However, it would be wonderful if you could turn your camera on, because that would probably make a more interesting picture. The purpose of this is to document this moment, which is important, you know, and that's why we're emphasizing your work and everything. Like, this is a moment in time. I hope that we all never live through another pandemic or a situation like this. So how are we documenting what's happening? Our podcast that's going to be really furiously launching when we come back is another place where we hope to document our stories from this time. So what we're going to do is I am going to take a picture. I'm going to take 4 different pictures, and I'm going to give you a warning. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, and that's going to be the picture. Okay. So if you need, I'm going to give you 30 seconds. I know that's not a lot of time, but take 30 seconds if you need to move to a different area of the room, or you want to put a hat on, or maybe you have something festive like Miss and Franco and you really want to make a statement here today. You're welcome to do that. Sorry, I keep calling you out, but you know, you're wearing the glasses. I don't know what else to do. 30 seconds, and then we're gonna attempt to document this moment. Get ready. Mr. Williams is already smiling. I love it. I see you. Princess Butler just put her camera on. Thank you, Princess. Okay. Okay, we're gonna give this a whirl. Mariah, thank you for turning on your camera. I understand you may not be able to, but definitely if you can, that would be great. Okay, so I'm gonna count it out. All right, 1, 2, 3. It's number 1. I'm gonna do number 2. Desire, thank you. See a bunch of people turning on their cameras. I appreciate it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Next one. 1, 2, 3. And last picture. 1, 2, 3. Great. All right, so this concludes our growth and achievement meeting for trimester 1. We'll have these every trimester, as we always do. If you, again, need to check in with the teacher, please prioritize that today. It's really important. And if you need anything over the holiday break, you know that you can reach out to me. And I sent you an email with some resources from SST. So if you ever can't reach anyone and you need help over the break, please reference those. But 11th grade, I really need us to reflect both on what we did well and what we need to work on for T2, because this year for you is critical so that you start your senior year on track to graduate on time. You know, this year is going to be this year. And before you know it, you're going to be seniors. And you don't want to start the year behind. And we have a lot of flexibilities in place. And if you communicate, if you advocate for what you need, that means if you ask for help, I know that you can stay on track, get back on track, wherever it is that you are. We can do it. Together we rise, onward we go. Have a wonderful holiday, and thank you for joining us this afternoon.